runs it.
But you've said that you've got the 9 or 10 at the top that make money regardless, then the middle group that can if things go well, and then the bottom. What is the appetite? And you guys have been in that room. You've been in there with the governors as alternate governors. What is the appetite in that room to share money? Because that's the basis of the proposal from the players is revenue sharing. What's the appetite to share money in there?
There's not a great appetite for it unless it's changed dramatically. And again, I reiterate a story about Mike Ilitch challenging Alan Cohen, who owned Florida at the time, and said, if you can't learn to run this business effectively, then you should get out of the business. Because Mike started in Detroit. It was a downtrodden franchise. As a result, he bought it on the cheap, if you like, not cheap, but inexpensive in terms of the average and what they're worth now, and said, look at, and that's a very American attitude. Glad to have you, but if you can't run your own business, I don't want to pay for you. And if you don't know how to run your business, I definitely do not want to pay for you. So and that, I'm sure there's still an under, especially the strong franchises. They're the people who have to hand the money over.
But the way it was originally set up, is that the number 1 team in the league paid $10 million, and the number 10 team paid actually less than $1 million in revenue sharing. Now, I don't know where it's gone
if I
since
can just
then,
interject for
but it was
1
10 to
second,
1.
I can definitely tell you this. The strategy was to make sure we qualified, that is Florida,
the Panthers,
for the revenue sharing.
Yeah, that you know what?
That was probably what annoyed Mr. Ilitch more than anything.
Yeah, and because it was, you had to hit midpoints, you had to hit certain criteria, and you had to make sure you maximized out revenue sharing. It was a strategy. That's one of the CFO's biggest jobs in the NHL is become, for the lesser teams, is how do we they were all used to, I remember going and sitting in my CFO's office and he'd say, I'm trying to figure out this whole strategy so that we can actually maximize
revenue sharing.